1.5 crores of population existed in India at the time of the independence. And when Britishers left the country, when Britishers they left the country, under such circumstances, the economic background, economic growth of India, it was not possible just after the independence because of the influence of a commercialization of agriculture and exploitative revenue policies of Britishers. So under such circumstances, India it imported their grains from US and from China towards India, United States of America and China towards India, their grains. In the year of 1970s, decade of 1970s, the Green Revolution introduced in India to the efforts which was started by the Norman Borlaug. So afterwards, the Green Revolution, the production of grains increased in a manifold, especially in a wheat and rice. And such grains production increased only in three important states, Punjab, Haryana and Uttar Pradesh. But just after the independence, the problem of food, it was the biggest problem in front of the interim government, the government which was formed at the time of 1947, 15th August 1947. Second one is the rehabilitation of refugees. Refugees, those people which were moving from eastern and western Pakistan. Keep this thing in your mind. At the time of the independence, at the time of the partition, there were the three parts. India divided into three parts. One as a mainland of India, or existing India. Second one as a eastern Pakistan, which is now presently known as a Bangladesh. Bangladesh, till 1971, it was known as a eastern Pakistan. And existing Pakistan, which is now the west of the Pakistan, that particular existing Pakistan, at that time, it was known as a western Pakistan. So eastern Pakistan administered by the western Pakistan. And from the control of the western Pakistan, eastern Pakistan independent on 1971 battle, Indo-Pak battle of 1971. Bangladesh came into existence. Clear? So at the time of the partition, there were the three countries were there. Sorry, two countries were divided into the three parts. The India has divided into the three parts. So at the time of the partition, the idea behind the partition, it was a Muslim area separated from the non-Muslim areas. Muslim areas separated from non-Muslim areas. A large number of people, these were the migrated from eastern western Pakistan towards India. These were the refugees. Such refugees rehabilitate, to feed them, to provide a job opportunities, to settle them. It was the biggest problem in front of the DAB government, which was elected in the year of 1947. Interim government. Clear? So rehabilitation of refugees was one of the biggest problem in front of the DAB government, which worked till 1947 towards 1950. Clear, Jia Chopra? So let's continue. Third, it was a reorganization of Indian states. So after the independence of our country, the present map of India directly not came into existence through the efforts of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, which is known as the Iron Man of India, because he used their policies to reorganize, to include the maximum number of states, princely states under the Indian dominance. But under such circumstances, the three states were there, which creating a problem. First, as a Junagadh, presently the Gujarat, where elections held and majority of people favored the India. That's why through this the Junagadh annexed under the Indian dominance. Clear? Second one, as in Hyderabad, the Nizam of Hyderabad wished to hand over their territories to the Pakistan. Clear? If it would happen in our past, then Pakistan, it would divide it into three parts: Eastern Pakistan, Western Pakistan, and Southern Pakistan. But Vallabhbhai Patel forcefully annexed those areas through the fear of the India. The Nizam, it fled away from the Hyderabad, and Hyderabad, it was not administered by any of the authorities. So through this, the Hyderabad annexed under the Indian dominance. But a third state, Jammu and Kashmir, don't wish to hand over their areas, don't wish to be merged under the Pakistan or the India. It wished to make as a separate country, like as an India and Pakistan. The ruler of Kashmir, Raja Hari Singh, wished to make the areas, wished to make the Kashmir as the separate country. independent country. But unfortunately, in 1948, Pakistan attacked over Jammu and Kashmir. So for the purpose of the help, Raja Hari Singh, it came towards the Delhi for the help. And our existing Prime Minister, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, it made the treaty compromise, a treaty signed in between of the Kashmir and India. What was the treaty? Through the treaty, politically Kashmir will be the part of India, but it will be having their own rules and regulations. That's why independence towards a modern in time, the Kashmir having their own separate constitution comparatively the mainland of India. Comparatively the mainland of India. Separate constitution framed the Constitution of India. Drafting committee framed the Constitution of India. Drafting committee which was made on December 1946. December 1946, a drafting committee, it came into existence. The responsibility of a drafting committee to make the Constitution of India, which provide the facilities to all the sections of population. That drafting committee, which was presided by the first president of India, Dr. Rajendra Prasad, and the chairmanship handled by the Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar, which is known as the father of the Constitution, father of Indian Constitution. So Constitution, which was started to frame on December 1946, it complete in 2 years, 11 months and 18 days. Approximately the 3 years time taken to complete the Constitution of India. Finally, the draft of a constitution is enacted by the Parliament of India on 26th of November 1949. Parliament of India enacted the draft of Constitution. And finally, the Constitution of India implemented, it enforced on 26th of January 1950. So that Constitution which was enforced on 26th January 1950 to the efforts of Rajendra Prasad, Dr. Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan, Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar, Vallabhbhai Patel, all these dignitaries, that Constitution made India as a democratic and republic country. How? Because on the basis of such following features. First one is a universal adult franchise. Universal adult franchise. This was the first. This is the first feature of a Constitution of India. The first feature of Constitution of India. The Constitution of India adopted the parliamentary system of government based on the concept of universal adult franchise. According to the universal adult franchise, all Indians above the age of 18 would be allowed to cast in the state and national elections. But at the time of enforcement of the Indian Constitution, the age limit for casting the vote, it was 21 years. 21 years. This was a minimum age limit to cast a vote in favor of their selected candidates. But in before of independence, during the colonial period, during the British age, during the time of a British age, that right to vote, it was not given to all the sections of society. If you remember, when Muslim League came into existence on 1906, afterwards a Muslim League's first demand, it was the separate electorates, where the Muslim candidates, they can contest in elections. They can contest in elections and elected by the Muslim candidates only. And in 1932, the Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar demanded a separate electorates for the untouchables. So at that time, at the time of the before of the independence, right to vote not equally given to all the individuals. It was differently given to all such individuals. Clear? All the individuals not they can't cast a vote. But after the enactment and enforcement of the Constitution of India in 1950, age of 21 years set to cast their votes. But in 1970s, this age limit, it decreased till 18 years. 18 years as a minimum age limit to cast their votes. This was marked under the Constitution of India. Now presently there is a 18 years the minimum age limit, which is without any discrimination, takes place on the basis of a caste, religion, wealth, or a sex. In many other democratic countries, including the United Kingdom and the USA, some sections of the population, such as the poor and the women, have not voting rights after the long periods of struggle. Clear? Long period of struggle. So, universal adult franchise, this is the first key feature of the Indian Constitution. Yes, Gia Mago's question is the rehabilitation of refugees. Rehabilitation, those refugees, that population which came to India after the partition. After the partition of the country in 1947, such population, to feed them, to settle them, to provide them the job opportunities, it was the biggest problem. Clear? Rehabilitation includes as a provide as a food, shelter, clothing. Food, shelter, clothing, the three basic necessities. Food, shelter, clothing. Food, shelter, clothing. At the time of the independence, when the partition of a large number of the population came to India, so the biggest problem was there to rehabilitate them, to provide, to complete their basic necessities. Food, shelter, clothing. So those persons which can't complete these three necessities, these are under poverty. These are under poverty. And such problem, it was sorted out by that government which elected in 1947 and continued to work afterwards. Clear? Food, shelter, clothing. So let's continue. First key feature of the Indian Constitution as the universal adult franchise. Universal adult franchise equally given to all the individuals. Second key feature of the Indian Constitution as a secularism. Secularism. In India, not any of religion having as the national status. All the religions are equal. These are the equivalent which is marked on a preamble of a constitution. The word secular included under the preamble of constitution. Clear, Titiksha? Pay attention, Titiksha. So India is a country of the many religions. India's constitution has accepted secularism as one of its basic principles. So why? Because where the majority of the Hindus are, their second largest population as a Muslims, which has existed. But as compared to the Hindus and Muslims, no discrimination takes place with the Jainis, Christians, and Buddhists, not with any of the other community. All are equal and having as the equal status in India. Secularism ideas followed in India. The idea of a secularism followed in India for the in a constitution. Third one is the equality before the law, which we already discussed, that the equality has given to all the individuals under the Article 15 of the Constitution of India. Article 15 states that nobody discriminated on the basis of caste, race, religion, and gender. Same equality, the idea of equality marked under the Article 21 of the Indian Constitution, and except that the fundamental rights, when we're talking about the fundamental rights, giving the equal opportunities to the all. Fundamental rights, the basic necessary conditions are equally given to the all which are living in our country. So fundamental rights are also following as this same idea of equality before the law. So next one as a fourth key feature as towards the social equality in our country. During the British age, our Varna system followed by the people, caste discrimination takes place. Before the Britishers, discrimination takes place. But after the independence of our country, caste discrimination not followed in our country. The Indian Constitution guarantees to all its citizens the rights of equality before law and equality of opportunity. The state would not discriminate against any citizen on grounds of religion, caste, sex, or place of gender. Social equalities are equally given. People now, it will be not bounded with under any other circumstances. That's why all the depressed sections all the depressed sections in Indian Constitution, these are marked under the scheduled castes and the scheduled tribes. These castes and tribes are given as a reservation in a government. These are a special provisions are given to the such groups to uplift themselves in a constitutional framework. It acknowledges the exercise of the poor and marginalized and seeks to work for their better conditions by according to the special privileges given to them. The practice of untouchability was abolished, which already marked under the Article 17 of Indian Constitution. Article 17 of Indian Constitution says that the untouchability abolished fully in our country. So all the castes, these are marked under the scheduled castes and scheduled tribes in our country. Clear? Clear, Tatiksha? Okay. Next one is the division of the powers, separation of powers, which we discussed in the first chapter of the Civics Constitution. In Constitution, division of powers between as a center and a state. Our country has following the idea of a federalism. Federalism idea has followed in our country. Idea of federalism. Federalism. Federalism in which the powers are divided at two or more than two levels. Two or more than two levels the powers are divided. But as per our existing condition, the existing population, there are the levels, three levels of the government are there. Central level, state level, and local self-governments are there. Local self-governments are divided into two parts as panchayats in rural areas, in villages, and in cities as municipal corporations and municipal councils are existed. So this is as a bifurcation of the powers at the different levels. There are also powers divided among the different organs, legislative, executives, and the judiciary. Legislatives makes the law, executives execute the law, implements the law, and judiciary checks that the law is applicable and followed by the people or not. These are the responsibilities are differently given to all these three organs. So the idea behind the division of powers is that the idea behind this division of the powers in our India is that to restrict that practice in which the one section has dominated over the others. Domination has restricted to the division of powers among the different organizations, different institutes. Clear? In different institutes, the powers are followed by the differently. The Constituent Assembly even, it has also following this federal form of the government and which having as a two or more than two levels of government. In order to take the democracy down to the lowest level would be the best for India. These two levels of government were to be the central level and the state level. And in Constitution, there are the different responsibilities are given to the different authorities. For example, in union list, the subjects matters to the central government only. Clear? For example, the defense is a part of the postal services, defense, railways are a part of the union government. State governments are there. State list is marked under it, in which the collection of income tax is a responsibility given to the state governments. But there is one more list included under the Indian Constitution with that idea obtained from the Switzerland's Constitution, concurrent list. Concurrent list having as those matters which are equally shared by the central government and state governments. So that is the part of the concurrent list. Clear? Fourth key feature of Constitution as a language, official language. Our Hindi is India's official language, not our national language. This is our official language. The difference between the national language and official language is that national language is that language which is applicable on all. Applicable on all. All have to follow that particular language which will be as the national language. When the framers of Constitution, they discussed which language it will be as our national language. So lots of discussions, debates, these were organized. And finally, they concluded that India, it will be not having their any of a national language. It will be having their official language. Reason, if they make as a Hindi as the official language on the basis of a majority, then it will be as a discrimination for the other languages. That's why they mark Hindi is our official language, which used by the central authority to given their various orders. When the central government has given their any of the letters, orders, these are using the Hindi language. But they are not restricted the states to follow the Hindi. States are free to follow their own regional languages, which you seeing on those official orders which are given by the Municipal Corporation of Jalandhar, MC of Jalandhar, or either the Chief Minister of Punjab, Amrinder Singh, Captain Amrinder Singh. When it has given any of the order, it has using their regional language, Punjabi. Bhojpuri is also the official language which is marked in a constitution. Total 22 regional languages are mentioned in a constitution of India for the recognition. This is the idea which used by the State Reorganization Commission for the division of Indian states after the partition of India. If they make as a Hindi as our national language, then it was not possibilities for the safeguard the cultures, tradition, social in a southern India, which are not following as a Hindi. So that's why the Hindi is our official language, not our national language. Clear? Not our national language. So these were the salient features of the Constitution of India. Constitution of India. So all these features we discuss here. Our next topic is how are the states to be the form? Maximum states through the efforts of the Dr. Vallabhbhai Patel included under the Indian dominance. Finally, 3.28 million square kilometer, this much of the vast landmass included under the India. Then the issue, how can we reorganize them? How can we reorganize the such states in order? If the State Reorganization Commission or existing government decided to, if they use the idea of a religion to divide the India, not possible to applicable for the division of a states. Here I'm talking about that condition. Landmass is there. How can we divide? If they use the idea of a religion to divide India, not possible for them, because one religious community not living in a one particular area, it was living in a different parts of the country. For example, Punjabis, Sikh community has living in a southern India also, in the eastern parts, in the western central India also. Same as Muslim population also living in a parts of Punjab also. So not possible for them to divide on the basis of a religion. They can't use the idea of a caste to divide the country on the basis of a caste. Clear? They can't use that criteria, because after the enactment of the enforcement of the constitution, all these castes conglomerated. These were included under the two groups as a scheduled caste and a scheduled tribes. So this criteria also means. Then they decided to divide India on a linguistic basis, languages basis. At the beginning in 1953, State Reorganization Commission came into existence. State Reorganization Commission. State Reorganization Commission. Commission in 1953 came into existence. 1953. State Reorganization Commission came into existence. So this commission, it decided to divide India on linguistic basis, languages basis. Languages, they were not used as a local languages, as a languages of a majority. Those languages which were spoken by the majority of people. Majority, because As per the records, in our country, total more than 1,500 dialects are there, local languages are there. Local in the sense, differences in areas. We all are living in a Punjab. In Punjab, there are the differences in a Punjabis. Punjabi of a Doaba region, Doaba means areas in between of a Satluj and a Beas river. Areas of Jalandhar, Hoshiarpur, parts of a Pathankot, they are having some differences with in a Punjabi with the area south to the Satluj or areas north to the Beas. North to the Beas are the Tarantaran, Gurdaspur, Amritsar areas. They are having some differences. Such differences are the dialects, local dialects. There is one example. Example is there in Jalandhar. We are Jalandhar. In Doaba region of Jalandhar, they are generally called to the that crossing to the roads as a chowk. It's a simple example. Chowk kaha jata hai. But when you are moving towards some Mansa, Moga, parts of Bathinda, Firozpur, Abohar, Fazilka, they are calling to the chowk as a Kenchia. Kenchia normally call in a Doaba as a Caesars. But in such parts they are called as a Kenchia. These are the differences in our local dialects, local languages. Athanvela, Sham, evening time. And here as a Takala. So different dialects are there. They are not used. The State Reorganization Commission not decided to divide India on the basis of a dialects. They used the languages spoken by the majority, maximum number of people. Under such circumstances, at that time in 1953, total there were 14 states were formed at earlier. 14 states divided on the basis of languages. Clear? At that time, the existing Haryana and Punjab, these were the conglomerated. These were the included under the one state as Punjab. Punjab, Haryana having as a common state. Chandigarh not existed at that time. In the age of 1960s, Chandigarh set up by the Le Corbusier. It was a French planner, Le Corbusier. Carbusier. Le Corbusier planned the Chandigarh. So Chandigarh came into existence, which made as the capital of Punjab. Because before of independence, the capital of Punjab, it was a Lahore. Lahore gone towards Pakistan and Chandigarh set up as a capital. In 1st November 1966, Punjab partitioned into the two states again. On the basis of linguistic differences, Punjab divided on 1st November of 1966. Haryana came into existence. Punjab Day, this day is a Punjab Day, celebrates. Clear? So through this way, the number of states came into existence. Number of states came into existence. Number of states came into existence in India. All these states, Goa, it included under the Indian dominance in the 1970s. Goa, when the Portuguese left the country. Portuguese freed the Goa and finally Goa included under the Indian dominance, Indian control. Clear? So there is one case study regarding the Potti Ramulu, which it was one of the social activists which sacrificed himself for the making of the Andhra Pradesh. For the making of the Andhra Pradesh. So the Congress leaders would now go back on their promise, created the great disappointment. The Kannada speakers, Malayalam speakers and Marathi speakers had all looked forward to having their own states, separate states. The strongest protests, however, came from the Telugu-speaking districts of what was the Madras Presidency. Remember presidency, the cities which were developed by Britishers in the 17th century. They developed the three presidencies: Bombay, Madras, and Calcutta. Calcutta, at their early ages, it was one of the small town. Because of their strategic location on a port, it developed as a city. It became as a presidency, same as Madras Presidency, including the areas of existing Tamil Nadu and Andhra Pradesh. Tamil Nadu and Andhra Pradesh. It was one of the largest provinces, which at that time known as a Hyderabad province, ruled by the Nizams. When Nehru went to the campaign there during the general elections of 1952, he was met with the black flags and the slogans demanding that the separate state of Andhra. In October of that year, a veteran Gandhian named Potti Ramulu, Sri Ramulu, went a hunger strike. He continuously on hunger strike for a 58 days. On a 58th day, he died. 58th day, he died. Potti Ramulu, because of the hunger strike. So finally, the Andhra Pradesh, it came into existence. Andhra Pradesh came into existence. Till 2001, in India, there were the 25 states were there. 25 states were there. In 2001, the 3 states were formed. Jharkhand separated from the Bihar. In 2001, the 3 states, newly states, came into existence. Jharkhand separated from Bihar. Chhattisgarh separated from Madhya Pradesh. Till the 2001, the Madhya Pradesh was the largest state area. Now presently, the Rajasthan is there. And third, Uttarakhand separated from Uttar Pradesh. So in 2001, the 28 states existed in India. 28 states. Clear? In 2014, the again formed another new state which separated from the Andhra Pradesh. Telangana separated from Andhra Pradesh. Telangana separated from Andhra Pradesh. Telangana separated from Andhra Pradesh and became as the 29th state of India. 29th state of India. Except them, the other parts of the country, the other demands were also raised. Other demands of states also raised by the people. For example, these demands are not accomplished. For example, the northeastern states, the eastern boundaries of West Bengal demanding as a separate state, which would be known as a Purvanchal, but not approved by the government of India. Government of India has not approved that state as separate. Purvanchal. This is also one of the demand, like as Andhra Pradesh raised in the era of 1950s, 60s. Clear? 1950s and 60s. These were the reorganization of Indian states. So those who are having any other questions regarding the today's matter, they can ask. Those who are having any other questions. Rehabilitation conditions, Giamago, in which the basic necessities, food, shelter, clothing, complete by the government. So refugees which came to India after the partition of India, their 3 basic necessities, food, shelter, clothing, this was the biggest problem in front of the government at that time. This was the problem. Problem of a food completed through the Green Revolution in 1960s. Green Revolution introduced in the northwestern parts of the country, in northern India. Green Revolution in which the production of wheat and rice increased through the modern inputs of farming. Fertilizers, insecticides, high-yielding varieties of seeds, machines, assured irrigation facilities provided to the farmers, through which the food problem sorted out. State Reorganization Commission solved the problem of a reorganization of India, to which the modern map of India with the 29 states now presently work in our country. Sorry, 28 states are working in our country. Any other questions in your side? Any other questions in your side? Those who are having any other questions, they can ask now. Those who are having any other questions, they can ask now. Those who earlier sent their map skills and not checked by me, resend me again. Resend me again. Those who already sent their map skills, their deadline, it was the 6th of the January. Again, resend me. When the partition occurred, Jammu and Kashmir annexed under the India through the treaty signed with the Raja Hari Singh and Prime Minister Nehru, Pandit Nehru. Jammu and Kashmir had their own constitution, which was used